Cool, folks. Looks like that's us up on YouTube. Hello. Back in office today, so it's going to make it a little bit easier to get some work done. Can access the build server without issue now, so now I'm just putting up all the various places that we stream to. So as usual, this is an avatar chat. Some of you guys have been watching this for a little while now and understand what the deal is here, but the easiest way to think of Kynto, what you see right away is it's a stream overlay, right? The avatars are all driven by live chatters, multiple services now, and the most recent integration with Kik has actually necessitated us doing a little bit of sharding on the server. Essentially, what that means is I'm going to create like a microservice system. It's going to communicate over WebSockets to make it easier for me to build integrations without lumping everything into the server. So we'll get going with that, but first let me get all the chats active. Hey Roddy buddy, welcome to the movie. Welcome to the movie. Welcome. It's a good question actually. What's yours? Maybe you can refresh my memory. I'm just gonna go ahead and activate YouTube live chat. It should pull in your comments.
Roddy ST James says, what is your favorite DreamWorks movie?
Probably War of the Worlds. That one sticks out. Anything sci-fi, anything
Can you search for Sid the Rat from Flushed Away PLS?
Is that your favorite movie? It's a funny looking guy. Yeah, but typically what we do here is you see, you get a little avatar when you chat. Basically going to get back into the swing of things. Typically I stream throughout the week. It's nighttime for me as usual. I'm going to start with something low effort and then go from there. So front and back end coded in JavaScript. It's kind of web dev first. Building out a new TTS panel. There's a lot of settings and moderation filters and stuff that's set up. And I want to bring those changes over to the front end as well. So basically just laying out the schema for how the TTS messages will be persisted. We have multiple different sources we support, YouTube and Twitch. That reminds me, I've got to go ahead and activate Twitch. It's a good habit. Let's make sure we're up there. We have Kik, which is a problem child. The least I could do is get Twitch. Oh, and Discord. It's an easy one. So if you look at my profile on YouTube, there's a bunch of links. One of them is the Discord channel. And I coded a bot in there that lets you talk into the live stream too. Runs through all the moderation filters, make sure your message is clean, and then you get an avatar. And there is commands as well you can use to control your avatar. Semi-related to what I'm working on tonight is automating what those commands are so I don't have to post every time. Which token? Pop that in here. Which is active now. So this is all a blend of Canvas, WebGL, React for the UI, and nodejs for the server layer. And WebRTC is what makes it possible to share camera and desktop, all that good stuff. Right, a bit of song to get going here. Dude. Okay, so what else do we support? We support Discord. And of course Kynto itself, which we just call Room. And then eventually put kick on production. So now we're going to need username fields. Also type string. It's required. We could log the avatar it's associated to, but I don't think I persist that, so I'm just going to skip right to message. Just type string. Let's set some limits on this. It's called max length, it's all lowercase. 200 characters. We'll do min. It's 3. It's also a required field. Do some pre-processing. Have we already moderated this? Make that optional because it's an asynchronous process, so I'll have to come back and update it. And then we want to have a bunch of different settings for TTS. Take a look at this React panel. I know on YouTube it's kind of hard to see. Let me zoom in. But this is the UI that's basically going to render all the messages. Right now TTS already works, I just don't have a nice configurable UI for it, so that's what we're working on. So I've got pitch, the rate at which the message is read back, and then the voice selection. So we'll make that an object. Go to nest in there. I don't think I have to specify its object, but we'll come back to that. Voice is a string, it's an ID. We won't set any defaults here, we'll handle that on the code side.
Can you search for Sid the Rat from Flushed Away PLS?
I did off screen. This is a coding channel. Mongoose treats decimals, floats, and integers all the same, essentially. Thinking interesting. I guess that's down to JavaScript. What do I do for a min rate? I'm not too slow. Let's do 0.5. Well, I want us to decide that actually. That might be dangerous. As far as reducing configurability. Essentially, the TTS renderer should be the one to dictate that. And all these properties in TTS are basically optional. volume is just a number between 0 and 1, which interestingly enough is an infinite amount of numbers. That's fine for the minimum. Still want language is important. We use the accessibility speech synthesizer in the browser, and you specify a voice index, but it's also helpful to capture the language. Although I don't think we get that back from the live chat. Maybe we could dish that from an agent call. Up to America, even though I'm not American, it's where I live. Okay. So we need so. Not sure how we'll know this unless someone's already spoke before. Oh. No, we're not going to do that. Let's change this to be an object, I think, because I get validation flags back. So those. You guys have any other ideas for live chats to integrate with this? Always a fun experiment to implement them. Like I said, I do that live. We are just using common JS modules for the schema at this time. Some of this code in the server is over 4 years old. Okay. Regroup our timestamps or split them out? That's the question. We have a pipe date for this. Default value to that just by calling generation dot. Sorry, date dot now. And a timestamp of a Unix time. Then we'll have a process time. So process, right? We don't want to provide a default here because that's when I'm actually going to update it without any validation, moderation, or any translation. It's another thing, the to-do list that we demonstrated last week is we never translate what works. But I need to reorder the chain of execution so YouTube and Twitch can invoke it. And then we can come back in the future and decide if we want it to do inferred translations, so you don't have to trigger a command. And we should probably provide some playback time. Type 8. It's also a little bit dangerous to not store the data if any of these requireds fail. I think it's probably a better idea to log what we can as opposed to.
Can you search for Sid the rat from Flushed Away?
Roddy, one more time, it's a code channel. If you have any code questions about Sid the rat from Flushed Away, I'm happy to investigate this with you, but just want to let you know this coding channel.
Alonso Marino says, sorry I'm late. What kind of project you're working on?
Hey Alonso, welcome. Yeah, I'm awfully late on here too, but you basically just help demonstrate it. So you're talking through YouTube live chat, and you can think of this project as kind of like a stream overlay. That's one way to look at it. It integrates Twitch, Kick, and Discord chats all into one system here. Everyone gets unique voice. There's also commands to control your avatar. And secondary to that, pull this up. It's also how I share my camera and my development environment. I coded like a whole little stream tool. So yeah, that's that. It uses WebRTC for peer-to-peer streaming that I then screen capture essentially with OBS and then transmit that out everywhere. And I'm just kind of plugging through it. I'm making a new UI to manage the TTS queue. So I'm kind of just laying out the backend to support that. As you can see, it already works. I'm just extending it. And this is kind of a warm-up. There's a whole bunch of stuff I'm working on. This requires a little bit more heavier development, but easing my way into the week. You do any coding yourself? No. Question is, do we set this up to be a reusable method? I think so. I think I have to go into my chat later. There's something there. Start running out the function signature. Let's think about what properties we'd be passing in here. Obviously username, message, source fields from where it came from. That could be Twitch, that could be YouTube, that could be Discord, that could even just be the web app. And TTS properties, we're going to randomly generate them. I guess this is an opportunity to do it here. And this necessitates actually another collection in MongoDB, because I want people's chat settings to persist. Currently they don't, it's only for the duration of the stream, and then next time you come on you get a different voice. Kind of like the idea of having the same voice. So I'm going to have to think about that. We'll create something called a live chat profile. A couple of properties I could think of off the top of my head that we're going to need. Could import, but like I said, we're using CommonJS right now for schemas. Sweet. So, between all the different chat services that this integrates with, we don't really get an ID to work with, so we're going to have to use, unfortunately. It's a combination of the service plus the username on that service. And I get that people can change their usernames. That's fine, we'll just create them a new profile. Let's start there. Carry 2 fields. I'll do raw username, type string. And then we'll come back and add some rules afterwards. We'll do the actual process username. So then do some more TTS properties. What we might do is grab this. Ideally, we could write it once and then export it and pull it in, but we want a little bit more fine-grained control over that. And put some information like what the service is. Let's see. Provide an enum to essentially provide a valid list of strings. And yeah, we might have to come back and clean this up. I think when it comes, it's helpful when defining database collection schemas that you are a little bit verbose and explicit rather than implicit, so that's why we're typing up again here. Let's see, is this working? There was something else I wanted to wire up as well for a second here. And as usual, any questions on the stack, if anyone wants to talk about their projects, more than happy. Who did a like Kynto last time? We can see if we can pull that in. What's the route? So there is some web endpoints exposed with Express. Let's update. That test.
Snabo says plus 10 new likes.
Yeah, that's not working correctly. You notice the bottom monitor here, I turned off, like I had it stay on one night, and now I'm seeing there's some weirdness going on with the light. It sucks. Well, there's two things we need to change here now as a result of this. Here's a list of some of the commands you can trigger. So I'm looking for the logic when I call this get live avatar chatter. If an avatar doesn't exist, it creates a temporary one. We want to change some of the logic in here. Specifically because we want to cache voice and the TTS settings that we create for them. Right now you see everything's just in memory essentially. Just do a quick check and something else here. I don't expect to be on too late tonight, guys. It's already at 2:22 AM, so make sure you subscribe and join the Discord if you can. Links are in the description. Stanton comment, Twitch, your comment didn't get read out. Let me see what's going on now. I wonder why I didn't get it.
I don't.
Twitch_CodeLoch says testing Twitch to see why Stanton Comet's chat didn't come through.
First off, Twitch is working, it's just his message didn't get through. And Alonso, I cut you off, so part of what I'm working on
Just
makes
s ed coding a few weeks ago with the basics HTML, CSS and JS. I'm hoping to get full stack and then mobile app dev.
Honestly, you picked a good way to get started there. And you just helped me find that word that I need to remove from the banned words filter. So give me a second there. Yeah, so that's kind of how I got into coding. I started with the basics, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And everything else came out of that. If you look at my channel after I get done on this stream, you'll see a video from 15 years ago using the same art as you see up here. And the browser was a lot more, like, less APIs. You didn't have WebSockets, so you didn't have instantaneous bi-directional communication like we do now. So I had to work around a lot of things. But I'll tell you, web is more powerful now than it's ever been. JavaScript is like the glue of hybrid app development as well. I find what helps though is having a personal project. Like, this is what this is for me. Even though I'm about 20 years in coding now, I use this project as a way to kind of just keep fresh and learning new platforms and new APIs and stuff. Find people that just do it as a job and don't code outside of work. We don't do as well. Let's see what word it filtered out. I can fix that right now. Oh, tar. That's funny because that's a swear word in the UK, but we're not worried about it here. Hold that out, your word started. So I have a list of banned words. I use AI moderation as well, and I integrate that live in stream last week. Oops, I just made it refresh. But yeah, just like, it's a web browser. That's Chrome. Probably not shocking, but still cool. Beat this. Done. As you guys use the chat, like literally, not only do you guys give me ideas by literally sending them in, but you just see problems with it and I fix them as I go.
Amir Khan says, did you build this subscriber simulator kinda ooey for YouTube?
Amir, what do you mean, like the text-to-speech or the fact it reads out when people subscribe? Yeah, because this is all so custom. I've kind of just taken what I've seen, like the best of live streaming services, and used that to kind of help pull together what I'm doing here. But this works with Twitch, it works with Kick, it works with Discord as well. Only ever like big integrations that we have left are probably looking at, not even that, but like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. But you need 1,000 followers on TikTok before you can get access to the live chat API. So don't think that's happening for a while. Seriously.
Snapo says 11 new subscribers.
What happened there? Oh, sweet. What a quiet chat's been tonight. I didn't expect that. Tried coding at the camper this weekend. Like I kind of have a camper
I recently
on the
found
coast.
your channel. Subscribed already, heart.
Much appreciated, buddy. That's huge. You do any coding yourself, Amir? Or are you just interested? But yeah, that helps show the support, and like personally, that's nice, and it helps more avatars show up as well because YouTube's more likely to show it to other people. And it's, you know, I'm not just doing random stuff. I'm sitting here coding what you see. So let's get the raw using in. So each integration separated out into like a little custom plugin architecture built for each room, and they'll tie into the event system. That makes it easy to kind of modularly build this out, one integration and one module at a time. So you'll see code that's, some of it's 4 years old, some of it was written a month ago. It's all over the place. That's why we make heavy use of source control. start with Twitch because it's the quickest to test. We don't need this anymore. I handle that essentially when you call process avatar message room. Handles all the moderation. There's now. Okay. So for each integration, like Twitch, YouTube, I standardize everything. We're gonna pull in some additional fields.
I am a full-time dev at EY. I am trying to build SaaS mobile apps on weekends XD. Here to learn from you.
Awesome. Well, I'm here to learn from you too, so. Where am I adding _Twitch?
Twitch_CodeLoch says testing Twitch.
Look at this as well. This is the Discord. Right in here, there's a channel called Livestream Chat. Runs for obviously moderation, but it's instantaneous because it's WebSockets.
Discord_CodeLoch_mobile says hello from Discord.
But if you notice on YouTube, it takes like 5 or 6 seconds for your message to go through. It's because Google, YouTube specifically, only exposes a RESTful API for getting live chats, so we have to pull it. And they have a maximum amount of times we can do that, so that's why there's that delay there. Well, Discord doesn't have one, Twitch doesn't have one. Okay. Yeah, we're doing it for Discord. So you can see I just set up event handlers for every service. When you get a message that comes in from it, I essentially have it evoke it and emit an event, and then I run my one series of logic, which eventually gets out through a WebSocket back to the client, and then the browser picks up from there as far as moving your avatar around, creating it, making it talk with the accessibility API. And I'm basically just setting up a persistence layer for something I've already done. So by persistence, I mean I want settings and everything to persist stream over stream and not just be like per stream, or until technically I reload. So I can see that I'm doing that here, but where are we? Why are we not doing that in Twitch? Even though I pitched it live. Very weird. Source control, let's see if I pull that out. Okay, we'll just do Discord first. It's fine. Service username. Password. Dump that to message data. Make sure that we're doing some cleanup as well. And you can see here I left a note to myself to maybe take all the live chats, even from YouTube, Twitch, Kick and stuff, and then send it back to Discord. So someone could like just kind of like see the whole chat in here without even having to talk about. I don't know about you guys, but part of my problem coding something, especially for myself, is there's a billion things that I want to do at once. Get there. Prefer named parameters over not using them. Doesn't matter. You can always come back and add new arguments to your function signatures without breaking stuff. Opportunity to generate some TTS settings here. What I'm going to do is reorganize this, so I'm just going to kind of build up all the logic right in here and then break it out. So I also need to generate voice selection. See what it's doing here. Super simple. Reminds me I'm gonna have to store a collection of voices. Chrome and Firefox, because this is typically what I'd expect would to trigger it. The backend code isn't gonna know what voices are available. Only the front end knows that. So either have to send it in the session or store it. Might make more sense to do it in the session, because they could update in between browser updates. Let's take a look at some examples right here in our console. Just do indexes. This list also contains them for that logic. It's like this is where we generate our voices. You can see they're just pulled directly from the browser window. There's an API called speech synthesis, and you can get voices on it. We'll just guard and make sure that actually exists. Oh, we have one more to add. We've kicked it, don't we? And even Kynto. So let's take care of that. So my channel is called CodeLoch, but the project itself is called Kynto. Kynto. Now you can see a feature like this, like you're basically working across front and back end to complete it. Get it all working as expected. This is working now.
1 new subscriber.
So, you. Curious if the like counter would work as expected. If it says 10 when something's wrong, it should only say like 1 or 2.
Plus 20 new likes.
Yeah. So somehow it's... Let's write that down. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? That'd be a busy stream. The little effects just in there, did a stream or 2 ago. We'll do some more stuff. Just kind of to lay out that we can't do stuff with it. I need to finish this as well to basically make a better algorithm to know where to place all the avatars that spawn in. Right now it's not so good. We'll pull this out of here. This is like our avatar object. It represents a temporary live chat. We'll do let's try it shorthand. Let's pull that to a local property here. Unique voice, and that will be responsible for our logic of actually knowing what voices are available on the browser, the render layer, and then modifying those for each chatter. Kind of like we're already doing, but now we're just moving it to the back end. Might be additional properties we want to store here, so we're going to use spread operator. Populate this object, that way I could come in and add additional properties nice and cleanly. So we're going to have to invoke a DB save here, so we're going to have to wire up a method for that. And then maybe what we'll do is we'll actually have this return avatar it creates to make more sense, wouldn't it? Also, we're going to have to await this. This is going to be an async operation, so right into the database. Then just take the opportunity to just avatar and so got two parts to worry about actually. Creating our temporary avatar, which persists its voice profile. Creates avatar and world, makes it work, right? Already does all that. And then we need to actually cache our message. So originally I built the chat system into Kynto here. It has two ways you can chat. You could do peer-to-peer, which uses WebRTC, and that doesn't even touch the WebSocket server here. It's basically just two browser tabs or two browser instances connected via something resembling a WebSocket. And another method is obviously talking to the server. You need that to trigger the AI functionality. I think there's all sorts of AI profiles in here. The most recent example is like the translate bot. Kind of need to speak to the server for that to work. So that's what this layer is. Let's see. Right now, the Kik, YouTube, Discord, Twitch integrations all just directly call the same method that the client calls, but we're going to add another layer before it because we want to store this information as well. So we're going to have this actually call that. Let's think about what we're doing here. Let's look at the schema. Yes, message. You have a choice. You could use modules or you can use CGS. I happen to use both because this project's been developed over the course of quite a while. So we're in a phase where we use both. Oh, what happened there? Cache can actually pick up these collectibles and stuff. So in the thick of it, I've barely explained how to actually use it, but that's why you have to subscribe and join the Discord and just follow along. It's constantly changing. It's clear. Yes, message. Object, which we will eventually persist. Raw username is before we avoid anything that prevents it from colliding with any other services. Just get around that easy enough by just prepending the service name to the username. So we want that. That's really. As code's getting built out on live, just know what you see isn't the final. It's kind of what I use to just structure my thoughts. Helps to get it in code form, and then you come in and tidy it up. can see this already runs through all the moderation filters beforehand. Chat restrictions, flooding protection, all that. We're going to store the record before it even gets to this stage, and then just come back and update it. That way, if there's a service outage in this little shard, essentially, that can pick up where it left off. I need to think about actually pulling the voice settings from the profile that we created for it when the avatar was actually initially created. Let's create a couple of methods here. Create live chat profile. Get live chat profile. Accept like unique username. So that should include the service as well. Just pop that in. Put service and username to put that. And then we want one to update it as well. Give you guys a command to actually control your voice. Plus, you could always just log in the web app and claim your account. But most people won't even know that exists, and that's completely fine. So if you update a live chat profile, they expect you to pass an ID. So we'll just make that. So you do have to fetch it first. And then you pass in your updates. Then we're going to need some additional methods for actual TTS message. Create TTS message. What's that going to accept? Obviously, what we would find here, so I don't have to go into detail. We could build wrappers like such as process TTS message, read TTS message, but we're just going to do a simple CRUD operations, keeps it cleaner. Create update TTS message. That will require an ID. Still a good idea to make your filters an object, so that way you can come in and add additional ones. Without breaking compatibility throughout your existing code. As opposed to just, you know, if I didn't put this in an object and used destructuring, I used
AC Spot says, is that Grubbox?
Grubbox? What's that? Is that like the color scheme you're referring to? It's a wee bit sketchy working on database operations while I'm live. Not a lot, but I don't know about that, so that's why we're just laying it out right here. There's nothing crazy though. It's TTS refactors, not a small one. But it's worth it. One of the things I want built into the front end too is so automatically So when I'm talking, it's transmitting audio already. And I forgot what it's called, but you basically analyze like the waveform and look for peaks, like in the audio from a mic, and then using that I can detect if I'm talking or not. That way the TTS can delay until I'm finished speaking. I know that's been a requested feature. And wouldn't even know to code something like that unless people actually use the chat. So. Something here. We need to add like it's supported we can make tiles invisible, but let me see. So that'd be cooler for the live streams. We could do videos where it's just avatars on the video, especially for the longer form stuff. Let me see. Looks like I might have an event for that. Let's see if we can trigger it. There's all sorts of nice handlers in the source code, so you don't have to do this stuff right away, but exposing APIs to the window dispatch event makes it really easy for like in a hybrid app situation or using Electron, React Native. Being able to have them provide additional functionality to Kynto by being able to just tie right into the event bus. But let me see, what was that command called? Hide titans. Who knows if it still works? This fires, all the titles should disappear. And it didn't. So fix that real quick, because I kind of need that. No. It's custom event, not custom events. Still nothing. Okay. Oh, it's not gonna work. Okay. Let's look into some. Interesting. Just got an avatar spawning in. No message. Where did that come from? Ah, it's because I got some spam on Twitch. So look, it's pretty typical, especially on Twitch. You just have bots that come through. I've had like 1 or 2 people on Twitch that've been awesome. Just not had any growth over there yet. But the system did what it did, it filtered all this out, even with them trying to get by their spam message. It didn't read it out, so that's good. Worked as intended.
One new subscriber.
It's fun to get back into the quote-unquote game layer. Some of this code. Yeah, this was written 2 years ago, for example. Been building this for a little while. I'm looking for something specific. Be getting closer. Ah, that's true. Let's wire up something we could try here. Okay. Let's see, background with the items. That would hide our tiles. Let's see, what would we trigger that? Right in here. Let's try this over here. Oops. Typed in the wrong computer. Is it lagging? Oh, it's this background. What the hell? This keyboard, mechanical keyboard is configured for the Mac. And it shows. Try this one. Mode. Background. Items. Let's see if that's all we need to pass. Looks like that did work. So I had a command there to make the tiles invisible. We could put that like over the video if we wanted to. People can walk around the video. Jump over stuff. Swimming. I'm just going to post the commands in the chat anyway. I'll plan on breaking this down. I really do have to get some sleep, guys.
Nerver Singh says, hey brother. Red apple, red heart.
Nerver, good to see you, buddy. How are you? Get back into the swing of things after an interesting weekend.
Brew, I email you but you not reply.
Okay, then that is my fault. I'll get back on that. Apologize, never. I'll take a look.
One new subscriber.
You? We have a pretty serious memory leak occurring with WebRTC though. There is no way I am going to try touch that tonight. It's bother moving out and about and I want to do an avatar stream. It works for the first couple of connections, but don't know if it's just not closing out the connection or I just did a terrible job like persisting the media streams, but I'm going to tear into code that I'm not too proud of. That works nonetheless. It's pretty impressive feature set that provides, but I'm not proud of everything I write, that's for sure. Let's take a little account where we're at and start shutting this down. Guys, make sure you're subscribed so you can catch me tomorrow night. It's 3:11 AM. Oops, wrong camera. Typically I could do later, but I'm feeling it. In all honesty, what I'll probably end up doing is taking the laptop to the couch and wrapping up a wee bit of stuff anyway. think Dylan's going to be sad that he missed us tonight, but that's not his fault. I only got on for a wee bit. And make sure you join the Discord. It's in my YouTube profile, and I'll figure out about getting on other services as well. Although there's not too many people watching us anywhere else yet. But we're ready for them. Folks, good start shutting us down. Thanks for tuning in, and sorry it was a short one today, but I think it's better to get on and make a little bit of progress than none at all, because over time that's what adds up. It's much easier to just be like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes. So cheers for hopping on. Make sure you subscribe, even like the video, so next time you come on you can see other folks on as well. It makes it a lot more fun. Right, have a great weekend. Have a great week. I wish it was a bloody weekend.